Oh, dude, I just sat back down. 100 bits from Necro Wolf. I'm not saying I have to deal with GF and try to avoid a breakup. Have a good stream. Well, thanks. Good luck. Apologize, Dawes, Necro, Clawley, Rudel, Toadstools, Bearded Dragon, Miguel. Thank you guys for being here at the top of the stream. I don't know what I was about to say. I research you guys here. That's the word that was about to come out of my mouth. I research you guys. You guys are the best. I research you. What? Did I read research somewhere? I have no idea. Toadstools, take care of my dude. Oh, hey, no, I missed, EVS in Mahan? Mahan, you're Mahan now. I research you too, Nims? We research each other, Dawes. What up, chat room? Okay, small change to the stream today. We've got, hang on, capture Minecraft, please. We've got a now playing in the lower left corner. Sick! Very nice. Oh, good job, Nims. Much wow, such impress. Look at you. It hurt me to do it, chat room. It hurt me to do it. Because that means that my minimalism. And it's even animated. Okay. Also, we bumped, the quality should be much higher now. I don't know if it actually is. But we better find out. $720 source? Yeah. But we're 720 source at 60 FPS. And we have quality options today. That's kind of sick. Look at what we got from this guy. Piglin bartering is wild. Oh yeah, 60 FPS. Yeah, what up? Also, I did some tricks that should make, even though it's still 720p, like yesterday's stream was, it should look better. It should look better. Even though it's the same number of pixels. Those pixels should be nicer. Anyway. I set up, obviously, I threw another 50 gold at him. I set up some walls here so that way I wouldn't die while we waited for him to trade all the darn gold. You know, best thing about bartering, renewable gravel. It is wild. Because, okay, think about this in terms of Skyblock. Like, no jokes, no memes. Dirt is now renewable in bulk. I don't care about this. Dirt is now renewable in bulk. Right? Yeah, I'm right. Which means that Skyblock can actually get fields of grass. Nims played off-stream cheater, lol. I'm pretty sure I left standing in front of that guy, and I re-entered standing in front of that guy. I mean, this is pretty good. This is about what we want. This is pretty much where we left off yesterday. We've got a working design. I don't want to say it's the greatest. It's not the greatest, clearly. We didn't build it on top of the nether roof. We've got to do some mob proofing. And I think we concede that the most effective way that we're going to get to mob proof a lot of this area is just going to be with slabs. Later, dude. So I think we go get a bunch of slabs So we can slab a lot of this stuff. Renewable sand equals renewable TNT. Smiley faces all around. They really had a missed opportunity, didn't they? What did I just say? Slams. Yeah, missed opportunity to be sure. Oh, I no longer have my quieter minecarts, lol. I updated my resource pack. Clawley with a 500-bit tip! And him seeing your stream today really lifts my spirits. Clawley, you really lift my spirits. Oh, thank you very much. Oh. Still gotta kill both of those dudes. They just chilling for now. They big chilling. We also have this thing that says that it's now fully grown with the exclamation mark. So that way it's much easier to be able to tell, which is sick, right? Updated that texture pack, eh? But apparently I missed minecarts in it. That's what? Like, peace and quiet? Peace and quiet. Quieter minecarts. Download. Okay. It's like... Okay, I'll get that updated later. Or maybe... I'll get that updated off stream, or maybe later if it really starts to bother me. Okay, so we need 1 billion slabs. Where are we gonna get 1 billion slabs from? I think this pack needs a better ore border for ancient debris, TBH. Here, let me take a look. Do I have any ancient debris just big chillin'? Nah. I mean, see, we've got netherite gold, or nether gold, and gilded blackstone now, which both look sick with the ore border. If I say so myself. I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't think that we have any ancient debris though. By the way, what thing did you use to make the circle for the pigman farm? Some website. I don't remember. I don't remember. We can probably Google it and find out. Hang on, let me see. Circle generator Minecraft. Yeah, right there. I got you. Here's a link. There's the thing that I use to make the circles in Minecraft. Those minecarts are so loud. You should keep some ancient debris around unsmelted. It's a high blast resistant block that can be moved at the piston. That's a good point. I should not be auto smelting it by default. This seems real dumb of me now. I'm big dumb. I'm big dumb. I was also big hungry. So this is now going to be, wait. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, good. I like that you added the song banner in the bottom corner, sneaky sneaky. Yeah, dude. We've also, I'm starting to work on like my own lo-fi playlist now, so it'll be like a Nims custom lo-fi playlist, which will be sick. And it'll be particularly nice because we'll be able to purge out some of the songs that we're like not fans of. You know that one that comes in every now and then and it's like, listen, And I'm like, ugh, cringe. Well, I can actually purge that now. I can be like, be gone, thought! And it actually will leave. I'm debating right now. Do I want to get another layer on this? Do I want to put like 2 more layers here? We definitely got the space. Here. Let's take a peek. Let's take a quick look-see peek-see. By the way, don't that look clean? That looks clean. It'll be nice. Your other playlist is awesome. Well, thanks. I try real hard. Okay. Cool. There's a lot of structure there. Oh, hey, there's like a perfect throw. It's almost like I'm good at this or something. So anyway, by getting the, by adding the ability for, you know, on screen, we can now see what song is playing. That means whenever that song comes on, I'm actually able to be like, ugh, God, no, this song is so gross. And then I could be like, no, leave, delete, remove from playlist. Because I can be a music snob now. And then whenever something gets like copyright claimed on YouTube, I could just be like, nah, we just remove that song. Not that it really affects the second channel. The second channel is never going to be monetizable. But still, point stands that it should result in like cleaner music and cleaner uploads. Yeah, I'll take it. That was good. No, this is wrong. By the way, we're slowly running out of, what are these called? Ender chests. It's not a problem today, but it will be a problem at some point. Some tomorrow, it will be a problem. I'm trying to clear the space that's immediately above the farm. That's really what I'm trying to do here. Because I'm trying to debate, because this needs to get deleted or slabbed either way, but I'm debating if I want to add 1 more layer. No. Well, actually it'd be 2 more layers. But still, I'm debating. Because 2 more layers, we've got the glass for it. We've got the glass for 2 more layers. We probably have the magma blocks at this point. It's just a question of the ratio, right? That magic ratio that we've talked about a few times now. Between the total number of spawning spaces and how many of those spawning spaces are in the farm. There are diminishing returns on each additional layer we put in the farm because proportionally it's not as many spawning spaces. But it will still improve the rates until we get the area perfectly 100% of the spawning spaces inside the farm. And then more layers actually reduces the rates of the farm, but it becomes it's a tiny reduction. Like they have to fall further, which takes slightly longer. Like, ooh, big whoop. It takes them 2 seconds to fall instead of 1.5 seconds to fall. Like, do we actually care about the difference between 1.5 seconds to fall versus 2 seconds to fall? No. Because proportionally to the rest of the time that they're alive, it only accounts for like a singular percentage point of time. Ow. That hurt. Where's my line that I just made? Somewhere like right here. Yeah, that's pretty clean. Okay, so we're gonna pull back to that line, I think.
How quickly the tide turns.
The tide turns! Candy Rabbits is a tide turner. How's it going, Candy? I love you. That's girlfriend. I agree, Eric. I mean, it's not good all the time, but there is something that's very... It fits really nicely in Minecraft. It just does. This is so difficult to navigate. And that's what I was kind of debating on in regards to adding in more layers. It's like we have to put a roof on this regardless in order to stop ghasts and magma cubes from spawning. And it's like, do I just want to put the roof on it now, or do I want to try to sneak in a layer or two more? Not that many dudes down here. I really hope that there was gonna be more dudes. But like, look at all these dudes that are up here, just eating up my spawn spaces. Clearly problems. I don't know why I heard it, but lo-fi is like cereal. Hits a spot sometimes, but it won't ever be your favorite food. Whoever said that was a wise person. Skull, how's it going? I'm catching up in chat. Okay, so I want to square out something here. Look at how clean that corner looks. Look how garbage the rest of this area is. It's just so hard to fill this in. There's so many like void spots. I almost fell in through the same hole that I just made. How big dumb would that have been? Like, look at all these guys just chilling over here. Just super chilling. Hang on. We're gonna go for the play. I'm tired of this. Where's the spot? Where am I trying to land? I think maybe in there is a good spot. Cowabunga! Didn't really expect that to happen. Did I get it? Oh, they're still mad. Okay, good. There were none in here. It's kind of a big hole, huh? Thankfully, TNT blows up and doesn't destroy items anymore. That's pretty handy. Meow. You're frightened to your very core? Wait, what? Potentially Eric with a hydrate. You notice my presence now at first? What? I'm so confused. This guy right here. Have a safe trip. Bloop. That was kind of dumb of me. I want to clear out. I want to clear out like this. Don't be mad. Get glad. Where's my edge? Okay. This seemed like an edge that I made once in the past. Is it? Okay. Let's hear. I got it. Worry not, chat room. Okay. That's too high. Yeah, I'm good with this. And then where's the edge that we made over there? What is that height? I stop at 121. Okay. Flawless. Perfect execution. Who knows where this edge is? You know what? I was pretty damn close. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna ship that as a win. Ignore this, though. Flat. Okay. Victory. So what this is going to do, it's going to afford me more space immediately above the farm. So that way, if I want to build more layers, I can. And if I don't want to build more layers, well then, hey, we're at least clearing more space. We're stopping more spawn points. So it's a 2-for-1 deal. And everybody likes a good 2-for-1 deal, chat room. You know, it's a great 2-for-1 deal. You can subscribe to Nims on Twitch and get access to a great Minecraft server with an awesome community. Am I gonna mine the whole area? Unlikely. Well, I mean, like the area that I'm standing on, yeah, but that's not that big. But am I gonna mine like the, what is it, 128 twice? So what is that, like 256 plus the 1 block in the center? So like, am I gonna mine the whole 257 cubic block area? No. No, absolutely not. That sounds miserable. I'm not insane. Maybe I am a little bit, but still. I am absolutely going to mine the area immediately above the gold farm. Just so that way we have the room to build it however we want. And then this is the area that we are most likely to get the spawns. Rephrase. This is the area that we would get the spawns that don't despawn from distance. Because at a certain point, mobs despawn because they're too far away from the player. So even if they do end up spawning, it is still a big deal, but it's slightly less of a big deal because they will eventually despawn, and then, you know, proportionally there should be more mob spawning spaces inside of our gold farm than there should be in elsewhere in the world, which means that we should eventually get those mobs back inside of our gold farm. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. Big smart. Could you explode some of it? I'm really low on TNT, so I'm going to be trying to save TNT for the important parts. This is a very clean mining experience right now, so I'm gonna ride this out for as long as I can. Pay attention to the blocks thunking, right? Like the thud, 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 thud of the blocks breaking, and as long as that's like a super consistent thing, then this is good mining experience, or a good mining speed. Gotta build out the infrastructure first, so that way we can just quick mine. Ooh, we almost fell. So that way we can quick mine everything else. Ooh, we're almost done. That kind of went way faster than what I thought it was going to. ASMR mining. Hey, a little bit, right? What's a bad 2-for-1 deal? I don't know, but I don't like yours. I kind of like the light. I miss the sun. Oh, is this set area just separate now? That's the noise that we want to hear. Dolls with the hydrate. I see you. Does this pickaxe even have unbreaking? Nah. But we buy these pickaxes for 1 emerald from our villager trading hall. So like, just think of this as like a 1 emerald thing. Like, would you throw away 1 emerald to clear the area that I've cleared? Yeah. I should make a creeper farm. Creepers, gunpowder is not the issue that I have with TNT. It's getting all the sand. It's getting all the sand. It would have been so nice if they had made piglin bartering have sand in it. It wouldn't make sense thematically. It kind of makes sense that like a piglin would have access to gravel because there is gravel in the nether. But where is the piglin getting sand from? Excuse you. I don't know. Sick shot, Nims. Thanks, Nims. Hey, Alexa. Who's the best streamer ever?
I just compared all content creators on the internet, and my conclusion is that Nims is the best.
Ha 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 ha. Thanks. Is this it? I didn't miss any blocks? Dude, sick! I really hope the sand is renewable in the future. You know, that would be amazing. So real talk. We like to talk about like proposed changes to Minecraft, right? What would be a fair and balanced way? I can't believe I'm saying those words. Fair and balanced way of adding sand to the game. like a renewable sand. Didn't we talk about this? Like maybe making it unique to the husk loot table? So husks are the desert zombies. And then making a husk drop between like 1 and 4 sand upon death. Would that be good? I was just messing around with Alexa. Yeah. Nothing. I said her name and she turned on and she was like, yes, let me help you. I offer my assistance. Something in the Aether would make sense too. Kind of like maybe some sort of like Aether trading system. People in the Aether would be interested in sand, right? They wouldn't be selling it. They would want to buy it. Because think about it. Say you're in like this sky city. Runoff is going to be constantly eroding, you know, thematically here. Runoff would constantly erode your city down. Where is new matter? Where's like new dirt and sand coming from in order to support your sky city? Or are we just gonna pretend like that doesn't exist? It is a game, and so you can gamify a lot of those mechanics. This is much slower than what I was doing. We're not gonna do that no more. Oh, this is big pog. Look at this. We're finally getting space cleared. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The hype, dude. I think that is the best way in current Minecraft. Okay, okay. So like, if Nims were to make a Minecraft, but Nimsified, you think that we make husks drop between like 1 and 3 gravel, or excuse me, 1 and 3 sand upon death? I'd be about it. Some underwater composter, like a block, I think that would be okay. Maybe it only works in the ocean biome. Oh, that's kind of a neat idea too, because sand most typically comes from, what is it, silica in real life? And silica is just shells. Basically, sand is mostly shells. Like really finely ground up shells. And so having some sort of like ocean composter, oi! Having some sort of ocean composter might make sense too. You know what? Maybe Guardians should have dropped sand. Does that make more sense? Think about husks versus Guardians dropping sand. But the problem I have then is like game balance, right? Like Guardian farms are already really powerful. Everybody already wants to build them because it's the only way to get Prismarine. And then if we're talking about making sand a renewable resource gated behind some sort of mob farm, you want to make it something new and interesting that the player needs to build, not something that the player already has. I think thematically, it might make more sense to drop from a Guardian. But I don't, from a gameplay perspective, I don't think that's as good. Is this it? Are we done? Kind of feels like we are. Let's go get a wide shot. I thought there was a hole over here somewhere. You know, we'll just land here. Blat. Yeah, that looks nice. That's real clean, chat room. A crab mob? So you're talking about adding a new mob to the game, not just building it onto existing systems. IMO renewable sand is pretty unnecessary since desert exists and are really common to find. Big disagree! The biggest of disagrees. Sand is obnoxious to obtain in bulk. You guys mad at me? Okay. Nimscraft, I mean, right? You know, if I knew how to code in Java, I would absolutely make my queen bee boss that gave you a bee pet. And then I would also make a spider boss that gave you boots of spider climb. 100%, not even a question. Before I go, I have an idea about how a crab trap sort of thing that gives you random ocean drops. I mean, but is it just a thing that you set up in the ocean? This seems kind of boring. Unless you could gamify it somehow. Like, is this going to be an alternative to fishing, a la RuneScape? Like, you have fly fishing versus, or bait fishing versus crab traps. You read your message, but not mine. I'm gonna go now to play Stardew with girlfriend. Oh, okay. Take care, Dawes. I can't read every message in chat. What do you want from me? I have a good time playing Stardew, though. It's an adorable game. Well, how many dudes do we think are just chilling at the bottom? Quite a few, actually. I like this kill chamber a lot, with the trapdoor, the slab, and then the daylight sensors. I think that's real clean. What was about the crabs? Oh yeah, no, I did see that. I could be about it. Like, you set up a crab trap, you come back later, maybe there's crabs or stuff inside of it. You know, and sand could be one of the drops that comes out of the crab trap. I would definitely want a way to automate a crab trap. No. What if they made actual Nautilus into an actual mob that would drop most of the time upon death and shell some %? That'd be kind of cool. Like a little, like, Pokemon Omanite sort of thing. Is what I'm picturing. What are those called? Is that a mollusk? No, a mollusk is something very different, right? No, a mollusk is... No, I'm kind of right. A mollusk is basically any shelled thing. Like snails are part of the mollusk family. Snails, mussels, and octopus are all mollusks. Okay, so I'm kind of right, but I'm still mostly wrong. That'd be kind of cool. That should have happened inside the ocean update. That would have been a sick addition. I agree. I think that would have been really cool. Lol. I like how I could just come here and restock my ender pearls and my fire resistance potions. Could you not? Let's see. So what do we want now? Maybe another 2 layers? I also still need to just slab this bridge, this walk path. Because, like, oh lord. Oh, that was a good shot by you. I mean, proportionally, look at the number of mobs that keep spawning here. What about reverting glass into sand? Is that even possible in real life? I don't think that would be a very good gameplay mechanic. Like, just adding a crafting recipe that allows you to downshift glass. Seems really boring, IMO. Is there a way that you could make it fun? In the way that, like, a new mob in the ocean that would be interesting, like, that looks kind of like Omanite, like the Pokemon Omanite. And then maybe he's where Nautilus shells came from, and then maybe he has a drop chance for sand. How do you get the glass? Villagers. You have villagers drop glass. You have glass bottles that drop from witches. Oh, hey, you immediately make that point. Yeah. Yeah, glass is infinitely renewable. Relatively easy right now. Yeah, I think I want to throw another 2 layers on this. And then I want to try to figure out a pattern for our walkways, because we have 2 walkways that are just turning into spawn platforms. I mean, there's a skeleton right there. There's a dude over there. I think you should be able to, like, grindstone gravel a couple of times to get sand. That'd be pretty cool, too. I don't know if that's necessarily thematic with, like, normal stuff, but I'd still be about it. Sand is one of those things that just... we really should be able to get in bulk. I think that it should be like a late game bulk thing, though. But if you made it gated behind gravel, then the only way to be able to get it in bulk would be piglin bartering, which I would argue is a late game system. So yeah, I think that would be cool, being able to convert gravel down. I don't know where this ghast is. But it might not be very fun to do that. Like, think about it. Like, you're just gonna spend, you're gonna You're gonna build yourself literally one of these. It could, yeah, no. Actually, the more I think about it, the more it seems like it would just double up the rewards from piglin bartering, and that seems like it would be way too strong. Piglin bartering is already getting nerfed. I don't see them adding more power to piglin bartering. Does that make sense? Read my message from above? Just resend it, dude. I'm not gonna scroll up in chat. We talk about this all the time. Just resend your messages if I miss them. I think if I was going to mess with making mods and such, I would be making redstone components that can make existing coal systems less laggy. Just filter sorters with one gold hopper-like block would be neat. Chest filter sorters with one gold hopper-like block would be neat. Chest-like filters. I'm thinking if there's like precedent for that, like building filters directly into chests. So I look back to things like bud switches being converted into observers. But the problem with that example or scenario is that bud switches relied on quasi and were super unintuitive. So it made perfect sense to fill that space with an observer. Whereas a filter directly into a chest is already a pretty clean redstone system. I feel like that would be unnecessary, TBH. That feels like it would be a mod and like never base Minecraft. Which, I mean, I guess you are talking about making mods, so maybe I'm raking you over the fires for nothing here. But every time I think about every time we get into these conversations, I'm thinking about things that should actually make it into base vanilla Minecraft. And like filters. Oh my lord. This is why we need a roof. And dude's got mad jukes. I don't care about his drops. Oh god, I'm kind of dumb. I think it would make a lot of storage rooms boring because you wouldn't have to think about space that the redstone filters would need. Yeah, I don't think that there's any need, and need being the imperative word here. I don't think that there's any need for a chest that has filters built into it. Maybe there's a want. Obnoxious. They just keep spawning. I just had an idea. Why not use gas fireballs to explode the area around you? Because their fireballs don't do that much explosion. How's it going, Castle? So our last redstone potential changes you suggested. Pipes, hoppers that don't suck. Yep. Redstone power emitter is set to emit strength 14 and auto craft duty. Yeah, but I don't like any of those. I wouldn't ride or die any of those changes. That's just if push comes to shove. What I would look to for inspiration is like electrical system components. So like, what are things that we have in real world electronics that don't exist in Minecraft? I'm out of magma blocks. Oh, that was my issue. Off the top of my head, I'm sitting here racking my brain. Off the top of my head, I don't know of any components that you could add to Minecraft for redstone right now. Sideways redstone would be the thing that I would actually ride or die on, because with sideways redstone, or like vertical redstone, whatever you want to call it, it would allow you to safely remove quasi-connectivity and then bring Bedrock and Java into parity with each other. Vertical redstone is actually what I would ride or die. So I believe that the egg should be at their eye line, which is right here. Go get it, boys. Go get it. It's all yours. Go get it. Yeah. Who's a good little zombie pigman? What a handsome little lad. Trying to figure out how to get the next one in there without risking. Don't land on my egg. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh hey, that's not too shabby. We can work with this. Transistors, we can simulate them with a redstone circuit, but a transistor block could be interesting. What would a transistor block do that a comparator doesn't already do? Because a transistor in real life reduces the, like, down cycle's power, right? So a comparator can do that by taking a, say, a 15 signal and subtracting 3 from it. So a comparator already is a transistor, I believe. Gotta put that slime and blaze farm to use. Dude, we are working them hard. I think I would ride or die. I would ride or die 2 things. Maybe 3. So I would ride or die, and I would argue these to the death. Vertical redstone would be the first thing that I would argue. The second thing that I would argue would be... I know you can't see it. I'm going to surprise you. Is movable tile entities. And then the third thing that I think I would ride or die would be, would be this. Vertical redstone, movable tile entities, and then item transportation pipes. The item transportation pipes, actually, maybe I wouldn't ride or die item transportation pipes because we already have multiple ways of doing this. Yeah, redacted. I'm gonna ride or die 2 things: vertical redstone, movable entities, movable tile entities, and vertical redstone. Those are the 2 things that I'm gonna ride or die as redstone. But I realize that those are changes, not additions, which might not answer your question, like might not answer your hypothetical. Catching up a chat. How's it going, E. Jones? How are you today? Did you find any Tootsie Rolls? I don't need this much. God darn netherrack. Okay, it's gone. We're not even gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about what I just did. I am freaking great. It's a nice chill Wednesday afternoon. We've got a now playing thing in the lower left corner. How does that look, by the way, chat room? How are you guys feeling about it? It's got a nice clean animation, and hopefully I made it like as unobtrusive as possible. That was my goal. No, okay. I thought it was going to clear my search result. Whew. It's nice, I barely noticed it. Okay, good. Good. Here's what I want. Giraffes in Savannah? I'd be about giraffes in Savannah. Well, would they do anything? Or is it purely aesthetic? Is it... So my problem with just adding aesthetic mobs, and this is, you know, this is a hypothetical, is you're eating up the entity cap. For what? Like, at least pigs and cows and stuff have a purpose. Bats are the only aesthetic mob that don't have a purpose. Maybe parrots, you could make the same argument, but they don't have a purpose. Mr. Retro, how's it going? Giraffes in the savannah would be amazing. From an aesthetic point of view. But I just worry that they would do nothing. Would you have something for them to do? Here's what I want. Giraffes in savannah, wool slabs, vertical slabs. Vertical slabs would be pretty sick. Wool slabs. Is this just for more, like, aesthetic building? Would you like to be able to dye each wood type? See, this is something that I don't understand. It's like, we're getting more wood colors. Why do we need to be able to dye them? I just don't get it. I don't have fire resist, so if I hit lava, I die. No worries. I'm pretty sure I've come into this little cubby a million times. Some sort of shift function of the book that autocrafts as many as the item as possible with what's in your inventory. I'm tired of going back and forth. That would be kind of neat. I think that if you shift-click something in the recipe book, it should go directly into your inventory, like bedrock. That would make bulk crafting much easier. Sick shot, Nims. Thanks, Nims. I think we are out of blaze rods. Oh, buddy. The minecarts. The minecarts are so noisy. Wood seems natural because you could already use dyes for glass and wool. But then what's the point of, like, different types of wood? Like, how would you differentiate red oak versus red spruce? That seems like you're making a... God. That would have to be like 50 billion new textures, right? Bats do have a purpose. They scare shit out of you when you turn a corner in a mine. No, that's not good enough. I want a light source block item that is half block, like a slab. Interesting.
Ocelots don't have a real purpose anymore, right?
I mean, they have a legacy purpose, which is still kind of important. Well, because some people, Nims like Minecraft for aesthetic builds. I think that having giraffes would be neat from an aesthetic purpose, but there's literally only one other mob in the game that fits an aesthetic only thing. So if you look at like baselines, like if you look at existing examples that already happen, there is one outlier for a giraffe, and that's bats. And if you then look at all of the other examples, so not in a bubble, literally every other mob has a purpose, or had a legacy purpose. Generic wood, dyed wood texture. See, I just don't, because once I start to think like, okay, you've got red oak, blue oak, green oak, then you've got like red dark oak. I just struggle thinking about how many textures this is and how you would be able to differentiate between all of these colors. It seems like block bloat. At Nims, I definitely think that they should add a reason for bats to exist. Batwing potion that does something helpful for mining. I mean, hell, you could just make them drop bat guano upon death, and then just make bat guano another source of black dye. But like a bat wing thing, yeah, that would be cool. Like a potion of levitate? I don't know. I wouldn't call llamas useful, really? Just because you don't think they're useful doesn't mean they don't have a use. So llamas are, because you can lead them all together, llamas are one of the best early game ways of bulk transporting items. Foxes have a super important purpose. Foxes can attack chickens and hold swords. Polar bears, I did forget about polar bears. I'll concede to you there. I don't know if polar bears offer anything. Hang on. Minecraft polar bears. I'm talking to my phone. Okay, I don't care about it. Just pull up the page, damn it. They spawn. Polar bears can drop raw cod, can drop raw salmon. Polar bears attack foxes. I totally forgot about polar bears existing in the game. Polar bears would be another example of a mob that has no real purpose, because it drops two things of fish. There's nothing unique, there's nothing interesting, there's an insane amount of overlap that invalidates polar bears. And while ocelots no longer have a purpose, they did once, so we can forgive them for like their legacy crappiness. But a polar bear has very little purpose. I don't know. A polar bear dropping cod is the same thing that I just suggested as bats dropping guano and turning guano into black dye. So polar bears drop fish, and bats should drop black dye. That pandas don't even drop anything. Pandas drop bamboo. Foxes can also harvest sweet berries. There you go. All woods would use the same texture anyway, just different colors. Okay, so painting wood just turns the wood from oak into painted wood? This is a reach, but I want spiders to be afraid of phantoms. I want parrots to make fake phantom noises to scare away spiders like Ken Super Creepers. That's neat. You can pass a mob and become topical if you get too close. Within a block limit, something like a lion or tiger. I mean, that already exists with pandas. With polar bears. That exactly what you described, Retro, literally exists. I was just reading about this on the wiki for polar bears. Literally, it says, polar bears exist in a passive, neutral, or hostile state. The cubs are passive, adults are neutral. They become hostile towards the player if the player gets too close to their cubs. So literally, they are neutral unless you get too close to their cub, and then they become hostile. You can get close to them, no problem. But if you get too close to their cub, you got problems. Literally exactly what you just described already exists. And yeah, they can sneeze and drop slime too. That's a good point. Same color wood walls are, but with the underlying plank texture. So then how would you handle something like fungus wood turning into painted planks? Because fungus wood would then lose its like flammability, presumably, right? You know what else is useless? Diorite, the ugliest block in existence. But blocks and mobs aren't the same thing. There are a lot of aesthetic blocks that don't really have a purpose. But that's not a huge detriment because that doesn't create lag in the game. I mean, and we know Mojang is lag focused because I mean, as an example, they scrapped the sky dimension and then reworked it into the end. They are constantly working to improve. Like there were rendering changes that took place in 1.16. I think that there were rendering changes in like 1.14. There were render changes, like performance changes. Every major patch I think has performance improvements. So from Mojang's perspective, I think that they would be much more likely to add a new block than add a new mob. So if they're going to be adding a new mob, then it should do something or fill some aspect of the game that is completely underserved. So like, as an example, there was nothing that spawned in Tundra, was there? And polar bears spawning there now is a new thing that makes it more interesting. Yeah, it doesn't have to be farmable, but it just has to have a purpose. I think that there is an example for that, for sure. Tundra, is that even a biome? Yeah, it is. I just want a GD pink house that isn't made out of wall. Concrete, pink concrete, I got you. I mean, having more passive mobs, like, the part of my brain that's like, oh, I want Minecraft to be prettier. I want it to feel more alive. And Minecraft should feel more alive. You should get a sense of satisfaction of exploring the world. And I think that having more mobs and more varied mobs will increase the adventure aspect of the game. I definitely, from a player perspective, would want giraffes, even if they don't do a whole lot. Maybe the only thing they drop is leather, you know, when you kill them. A very overall uninteresting mob. You know what? Hang on, I might have just come up with a reason that giraffes should exist. I might have it. Okay, but anyway, we'll come back to it. On the surface, I want more mobs because it would make the game more interesting. I would want alligators inside of swamps. I want giraffes inside savannas. I want, you know, more interesting things. I want the world to feel alive. And I want all of these creatures to have, like, interactions with each other. So, like, I want... You know, I want a fox to chase a chicken. I want a fox to chase a rabbit, right? Because that's an interesting interaction to just come across in the wild. It's an interesting piece that just adds to the depth of the world. However, my immediate counter argument is Minecraft, however, is not just an adventure game. It's like this building game. And so, like, things need to have a purpose. Things need to do a thing. Especially with how poorly optimized Minecraft is. The purpose of these things needs to be so well refined that it's worth the performance overhead. So I've got the answer for giraffes though. Why are giraffes' necks ridiculously long? We all know the answer to this question. It's to be able to compete and eat at the highest leaves on the tallest trees, right? Giraffes should eat tree leaves. Like the block. Giraffes should be able to destroy leaf blocks. Now, you might not agree that, like, ooh, this might not be a thing, but it is an interesting mechanic that is different. And then you could use that mechanic to do other things. As an example, I know that Miss Castle has tried to make fungus tree farms for a while, Crimson and Warped Fungus, and maybe giraffes could eat the fungus tree leaves. Silverfish are kind of useless, but it's not, useless and purpose are not the same thing. They are useless, however, they still have a purpose. They still do a thing. So giraffes being able to destroy leaf blocks, everything, you know, oak leaves, dark oak leaves, you know, spruce leaves, the whole lot of them. Being able to destroy leaves would be interesting. I worry that you might end up with ugly trees if the leaves get overeaten.
I was thinking that too. I wonder if there's a way to like geofence giraffes around a specific tree or area. We're just farming blaze rods right now, obviously. It's Netherwart. You don't think giraffes would like Netherwart? I mean, we'd be gamifying here a bit, right? Trying to say like, maybe they do like Netherwart. Or revamp trees in their growth cycle. They could regrow leaves after a certain amount of day-night cycles. Ooh, no, the performance hit. Do you know why jungles are the worst performing biome in the game? It's because of all of the vines that are inside the jungle that are trying to grow simultaneously. If you were to do something like what you just suggested, is revamping the tree system so that way they regrow their leaves. Oh my God. No one, Minecraft would become unplayable. IDK, if they remove this, but villagers that can't get a profession don't have a purpose. I don't. Are nitwits still in the game? I don't know if they are. But I would still, you know, let's just for the purpose of this conversation say that nitwits are still in the game. They still have a purpose. They're still a breeding pair. They're still a part of a village. They can still spawn iron golems. Yeah, that's just empirically wrong. They still have a very large purpose, even if you remove professions and trading. They still have interactions with zombies, they still breed, they still spawn iron golems. Yeah. No, you can't have nitwits trample crops. Then villages would no longer be able to feed themselves. Like, the village would die off. I kind of want to run until I want to let this go until I run out of hunger, and then make sure that, like, my food saturation. I'm a little concerned about something spawning behind me, but, and then see if the beacon actually does keep us alive. Be an anti-no block or an anti-jukebox that would mute sounds in an area. Is that a fun game mechanic? I don't know. I always thought nitwits were legacy to make the testificates from earlier versions work okay even after they were introduced to trading. That might be true. That makes perfect sense to me. to that end, that's probably the same reason that ocelots still exist, even though you can get them inside of, even though you can get cats inside of villages now. Just use a resource pack with a lower piston volume. Yeah, you can do that. Personally, the reason that I'm not doing anything to reduce the piston noises is because I think that hearing piston noises is very important. Ocelots can scare creeper. I mean, you're the one that was saying nitwits didn't have a purpose, and now you're gonna come up with an obscure reason to keep ocelots around? LOL. Pick a lane, dude. I think the giraffes breaking leaves would be cool. However, I do recognize the point that you guys made of it would... I mean, imagine a savanna that was right next to a, you know, any sort of forest biome. So you've got jungle, you could have birch, you could have oak, you could have roofed. And just imagine what a herd, you know, a pack of giraffes would do to that forest. But is that still, would that be worth it? Endermen pick up blocks and make your terrain look like garbage. We do have context for... We do have context for blocks interacting with terrain in both Enderman and Silverfish. Okay, what if the giraffes didn't consume the leaves, then they made it to a sparse leaf that was partially consumed, and that block could then regrow? Well, then that would just be a pure aesthetic change. It wouldn't be a purpose anymore. Two and a half hunger. I guess that's true. But what do we get from them consuming the leaves? Leaf destruction is what we would get. Imagine a tree farm, but instead of leaf crushers, you have giraffes. That's interesting. I stand by much and drop them. Yeah. It's just not a clean implementation. I can't think of any purpose for giraffes to have. Because, like, these are all great points that munching leaves would be a very difficult implementation. And, like, I can't think of a purpose for them other than simply existing. We're not. I'm not even gonna entertain nukes. Apologize. It's very. No. It's not even. I don't even understand. I can see a giraffe. Each time it eats a leaf, forces a tree to grow 1 block taller until it reaches its ideal height. So it eats a leaf, and then the what? The tree gets taller? I don't understand. Like elk can grow 25 tall, but each one has max goaded inland first. The giraffes can make trees go taller. So you're saying that each time a giraffe eats a leaf, the top wood block of a tree adds 1 more wood and then like a small handful of leaves. One and a half hunger. Flamingos in Minecraft, same thing. What's their purpose? I mean, I could see that, Grog. Is every time a giraffe eats a leaf, the tree adds 1 wood to the top of its wood stack, and then a small handful of leaves around the top. There, Pink, that's the purpose. Gross. I mean, dinos, it's a game, so like you would just make super short giraffes that are equal in height to the trees. 1 hunger. How's it going, JPS? Don't hate on my favorite animal because you need it to have a purpose. It needs a purpose. Minecraft has to have an ecosystem. Striders have a purpose. Piglins have a purpose. Ghasts have a purpose. I'm thinking about stuff that they just added in 1.16. Striders definitely have a purpose. Piglins definitely have a purpose. Zombie piglin definitely have a purpose. Hoglins have a huge purpose. Half a hunger. Hoglins definitely have a purpose. Yeah, it's gotta have a purpose. Look at what they did. Look at their development. It has to have a purpose. Just let the giraffes be rideable. Purpose found. Oh my god. What about an elephant that sprays you with water whenever you get near? Is that its purpose? That it just sprays you with water? So if you're on fire, it puts you out. That's its purpose. hit similar to Llama Spit. Okay, here we go. Zero hunger. Does the regen beacon keep up? Yep. So we could AFK here a long time. You can pull an elephant because it does damage. Wait, I got it. Elephants can be tamed by the player. Elephants then spit water. Elephants then spit water at Blaze. Elephants can be used to automatically kill Blaze in the same way that wolves can be used to automatically kill skeletons. Boom, got it. There's your purpose of elephants. All fire mobs would take damage to elephants. Water in the Nether, it's a game. We're saying that the elephant makes its own water. Don't snowmen shoot blazes? They do, but snowmen die in the Nether. You afraid to look at Discord? I can't alt tab right now. I mean, I guess I can. We could be done with blaze farming for a quick moment. Let's look. Twitch. Here's your dang purpose. Oh my god, you just posted a mod photo. Like, I agree. It's cute. But there's no purpose. My purpose. How much did we get? Oh my lord, not that many. Now remember that we did get 5 stacks to go in there. Is there a faster way of getting blaze rods in bulk? Maybe make them like a ladder mob that can be climbed by the player. There's no mob that currently allows you to do that, and I don't know if they could even do such a thing in the code because of how climbing is written. You can tame a giraffe and use its neck as a ladder. But like, that's not the way hitboxes are coded in Minecraft. What if giraffes ate grass, which gave you different seeds, which the villagers could then pick up and grow more crops? It'd be a purpose at least. I was thinking like, what if giraffes dropped like fertilizer or something, like some sort of poop. Like what if giraffes ate leaves and pooped out dirt?
How did you get dropped, buddy? I'm just gonna snipe all of my stuff. Like every last bit of blaze powder that I have. Clearly we need to AFK here for a long period of time. Wait, I'm gonna borrowing mob, a mob that travels through dirt only. It could leave 2x2 tunnels behind and help players navigate cave systems. That would be, like, think about the holes that would make. That would be so obnoxious to walk through that world. Is that something you actually want? Like, imagine that you've just been chilling in your base, working on a project. You go out to go mining, and, like, all the dirt is just gone because some mob dug through it. I can't see that being anything other than just obnoxiously tedious, right? Have you ever made a cake ladder in your house that you can run up? I have, but that's not my point. So there's no other mob that allows you to, like, climb on it. That's not the way the hitboxes work. Can you climb on shulkers? Catching up on chat while we kill the last few blaze here. It would be obnoxious, but it would provide an obstacle. Nah, it wouldn't be an obstacle. That would just be obnoxious. Because, like, they just changed it so Endermen no longer despawn whenever they pick up a block. I can't imagine that they would put in a block that just destroys your world with like, no hope of recovering those blocks. No way. No way. Yeah, I mean, maybe you make yourself a mod and you go have fun, but not in vanilla. So much that we need. Oh, buddy. Okay, maybe they're small like silverfish. They could just disturb the ground and not leave behind tunnels.
Well, like Silverfish, disturb the ground. What do you mean disturb the ground? That would be a new mechanic that you're inventing. What is disturbing the ground as a mechanic? How do you code disturb the ground? Is a player considered a mob, by the way? Yeah. It's considered an entity, and basically everything that is a mob is an entity. So, yeah. Can you tell if you had them when you saw a grass box that just changed the dirt? They might not be able to breed either. So it's a one-off thing that spawns, and is it so like maybe a small particle effect, and then grass changes to dirt, and then a small particle effect will start, and then this grass changes to dirt, and then a small particle effect, this grass changes to dirt, and then like on a 5-second interval, 5 or 10 seconds in its traveling, you would just see small particle effect change to dirt, small particle effect change to dirt. They could have a fun drop. You gotta define these things. What would the fun drop be? I could see it working that way for sure, because Silverfish have a similar mechanic. A new meat, seeds, saplings. A new meat, seeds, or saplings. So, presumably meat is just a different food source. Does it fill a void that's currently being underfilled? No. Because it would just... We have chicken, cow, and pig that currently roam plains. As food sources. Do we need a groundhog or some other groundy based animal? Hard to say. Seed saplings. Define seeds saplings. I mean, he could maybe drop, what is it? Just the standard stuff, like wheat, carrots, potatoes. He could drop all of the things, like wheat, carrots, potatoes, beetroot. I thought there was one more. Is there not? Is it just wheat, carrots, potatoes, and beetroot? Well, either way, he could have all of those in his loot table. Well, it'd just be seeds. But, yeah. They eat the seeds, and then when they are killed, they drop their excretion that can be brewed with a water bottle to make coffee. Ooh. Brewed with a water bottle. So they drop some sort of specialty bean that would make coffee, and the coffee is just a different potion effect. And you could say it like speeds you up for a short amount of time, but then slows you down for a time after that. Oh yeah, I know the real world example. Just found out that mules exist in Minecraft. They do.
Suspicious brew.
Yeah, that would be neat. A creature that slowly moved through dirt / grass.
That sounds like a problem. It sounds like there's a magma cube somewhere it shouldn't be. How did he get there? Anyone have any ideas on how we got a magma cube to spawn? And then everything in here is slabbed. It's all slabbed. You might have missed a spot. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Help me. Obviously, I missed this spot, you Nimrod. What? Top of where the composter was. Okay. Yeah, they've seen me, so they're angry now. I don't see the composter. Oh, right here? Oh, maybe... Can they spawn on top of... Can they spawn on top of hoppers or composters? That slab. That slab. Okay, so maybe we get a bunch of composters and hoppers? Or excuse me, not a composters and hoppers, but composters and slabs. My redstone's not here, so I can't do it. The redstone's back at the, oh, the gold farm. Nah, I couldn't have been in here. He wouldn't have been able to fit through this. He had to spawn somewhere out here. Oh, no, no.
All right, we've got enough that's at least buildable now. We got a bunch of levels too. Nims, check your PMs. I sent you a fan art resource pack that I talked about putting together last week. Not sure if you get notified of those. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Maybe, I think I might have... Oh. There's a lot of piglin boys. You know what? I think I might have checked that last night at like ridiculously late and then forgot about it whenever I woke up. Yeah, I was still awake at 6 a.m. whenever you sent that to me. I totally forgot about it. Might be. Hang on. This is what he did. He put these in a resource pack so we could have them in game. I don't know if I could put, I don't know if I could see some of these in game. And I like how if you were gonna do the emotes, you wouldn't at least do like the party Phoenix emote. You're killing me. Or like the normal Phoenix. And instead this isn't the type of Phoenix that I like. I like, hang on, let's see, like, hang on, maybe we should like vet this Google search first. Okay, yeah, it's clean. Okay. I am not a fan, a big no-no, to like Phoenixes of like trying to find the most obvious. Like a big no-no to Phoenixes that look like that. That's just not my style of Phoenix. Not a fan. Big swirly things like that, just not a big fan. Now with this one, I do like how, I like the upper body strength. I think that they should be like creatures of power, not creatures of elegance, in my mind. So I do like, you know, this art here is a little, I don't like the saturation on it. I'm not a big fan of the color, but I do like, look at how muscular this boy looks. Look at how muscular of a lad he is. I like it. And same thing with like look at how muscular of a lad this guy is. It's nice. So I like the big muscly Phoenixes. Like this guy, look at how muscular of a lad he is. But like, when it's just, it's neat art. I don't know, I don't have an opinion on that. But when it's just like, the swoopy frills, nah, not a fan. Not a fan. So like, this is just swoopy frills, right? Blah blah. That is a Moltres? No. This is a prototype?
Well, it's really cool, though. Flora, a member on the Discord? I mean, okay, still. Is it, wait. Okay, maybe I misunderstand the concept here. Is it supposed to be a... Like a... I can't think of the word. Like a community resource pack, or is it supposed to be targeted at Nim's resource pack? Okay, okay, I see then. Okay, well then I had the wrong concept there. That's my be. I didn't understand the premise. Man, the rates of this thing are real tough. Real tough. Only 3 minutes. Gross. By the way, did they change the way Endermen work? They seem to be teleporting to your left and they stop being angry at you when you don't attack them for like 10 seconds. They did rework Enderman, but I don't know if they did any of the things that you're referring to. I'm looking at the texture pack again. Now that I properly understand the concept. So in my mind, yes, I can't do these. I'm not gonna have those in the world. Those scare me. Yes. Yes to all 3 of these. Yes. No. I remember this conversation. I don't know if I would hang it. So what I'm actually looking at is like, would I hang it up on my wall? And this is really cool that you're able to just do this too. I don't know. You gotta remember who you're talking to. I can't do aesthetic stuff. So like my aesthetic tastes are garbage. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Practice doing aesthetics to what end? The future betterment of aesthetics? To what end? Like, I don't see a purpose. I derive no pleasure from aesthetics. It's just not a thing I'm particularly interested in. If I were to want to spend time acquiring a skill, I respect the immense amount of talent that goes into it, but I would not be able to. I don't think I'd have the patience for it. Speaking of aesthetics, I like the 60 frames that we got going on right now. Yeah. The only aesthetics that like I would be interested in practicing is like hyper minimalism. And trying to figure out like what is it like you know, for home interior decoration, mid-century modern is just which is just minimalism is all it is. Like, look at the stream elements. There's a reason, you know how some people have like borders and stuff all like here. Let me see if I can resize Minecraft real quick. They'll like resize their game down like this. Why is it squishy? Why is it not preserving the aspect ratio? Strange. Anyway, you know how some people will like shrink their game so it's like this, and then over here in like this empty in the empty space, that's where they'll have all their elements, and so then their game is like this or whatever, and I'm like, I don't care about all your elements. Minimalism. $60 FPS on the quality is smooth. Out of curiosity, does it feel like it's higher quality? Like, I did a lot of tweaking to see if we could make the pixels look better. I don't know, maybe not. Like, if I were to put art up of my own volition, then it would have to mean something deeply and dearly to me, and then it would be presented in a very minimalistic way. But I don't think that I would ever be able to do that. I don't think that I would have the patience to flex that muscle to make it better. And nor do I think I want to. Fan art doesn't mean anything. You know, it means something to me because... You know what? That's a meme question. I'm not going to answer it. Perfect Man, how's it going? Coming from the guy that was known as the best drawer throughout most of my childhood, everyone can get better at art, but there is definitely a natural talent that creates much higher skill ceiling that people either have or don't have. Like Candy says, so Candy was a double major in college. Candy is girlfriend. A double art major in college. I don't know if you could call the other one art. It's like, Candy, what are your 2 degrees in? One of them is like, I don't actually, one of them is like the precursor to user design, and then the other one was something art related, which is just basically art and then how to make art look good, were her 2 degrees. And she says that I have like a natural propensity for it, like the things that I've drawn. And she's like, yeah, no, your art is better, or the things that you just sketched for me is better than some of the drawings of the other art majors I had in class. But it's just not a thing that I personally, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't know why. And that's why I don't know. I have such a strong reaction to just practice it. It does nothing. That disregards who I am as a person. Me as a human being do not derive any pleasure from that thing. From doing the thing. I do derive pleasure from like looking at it, but not doing it. Oh, I was going so well there. Nims would live in a concrete box if it weren't for candy. I don't know if I would live in a concrete box, but yeah, I probably, Candy and I have discussed this. I would probably live in like a one-room studio apartment, and I could be happy. I would be very happy with that, actually. There's like a serious conversation that Candy and I have had of like, I might be happier in a one-room studio apartment. I wouldn't be happy because of like noise and neighbors and people bother me. However, I would be happier with this space and like the minimalism that a one-room studio apartment has. Minimalism is an aesthetic and not the lack of aesthetics. It is, that's true. And that would be the only one that I would take any interest in pursuing. Nims would be happy in a padded cell if I had a computer and a toilet. No, I need more than that. Give me a padded cell, a computer, a toilet, a window, a plant. A small little utility kitchen. 2 plates, 2 forks, 2 cups, 2 bowls, 2 spoons, 2 knives. And then like, I don't know, like a TV with like a decent stereo setup, like a decent surround system or speaker system. And then, yeah, then I'd be happy. Do you know about the 333 challenge? I do not. Tell me about the 333 challenge. This looks good. I need a skillet, a French press, and an egg steamer. And you'd be happy? I'll believe in talent.
Personally, I think it detracts from the hard work that people put into their craft and skill. Big disagree. Some of the stuff that Candy does, there's no way that my brain could ever wrap around it. I could have the 5 years of schooling and experience that the 5 years of schooling with another like 5 years of experience that she has in it, and I still wouldn't be able to do it. Conversely, the things that I'm able to do with Redstone, she says that there is no way in this life or the next she would be able to do. She just doesn't have the engineering brain, and I don't even know what I would call the brain in order to do the things that she does. People are wired differently. And like, I'm much more with Grog's line of thinking there, is like, everyone can achieve like a baseline, but there are certain people that will be able to achieve higher than somebody else. I will never be able to run as fast as Usain Bolt. I'll never be as good of a swimmer as Michael Phelps. I just won't be able to because of their natural propensity. To not be good at everything, I think is okay. And I find happiness and strength in the things that I am good at. No, I didn't want to place you there. That's fine. Athletic and artistry is very different. Well, you're splitting hairs on me. It was clearly an example to make a point, not like a direct one-to-one. Don't strawman me, please. It's okay to be okay at everything and not exceptional at one. Thoughts? I mean, I do think that people all have their own natural talents, for sure. But there's some things that I'll just never be good at in life. No matter how much I practice and no matter how much I try, I will still just not be good. And that's okay. I actually think that there's a big problem to say that you could be anything. We're not all cut out to be astronauts. We're not. We're not all cut out to be, you know, it's the Fight Club speech, right? It's the, we're not going to be celebrities and I don't know. That's just, we're not. And that's okay. Everybody does have a natural talent, and everybody should pursue and cultivate that natural talent into something beautiful and unique to themselves. But to say that I can, with enough practice, I'm thinking of examples of all the things that I'm bad at, and it's just a funny list that I'm creating in my head. With enough practice that I could be as talented as Candy in... God, the list is endless. I think it's disingenuous to like the limitations of people. There's maybe an exception to this, like maybe on a long enough time scale, but humans don't have an infinite time scale. We got like 75 years at best. So maybe I could agree that like everyone could become equally proficient in everything, but people learn at different speeds. So I could eventually become as proficient as Candy with art, let's say, but I would need so much more time to be able to do so. And I would need so much more time that it becomes unfeasible. Human lifetimes aren't that long. And that, I think, was embedded in my argument, or in my perspective. But, you know, it kind of, I feel like it goes without saying. Like, if I had 1,000,000 years, yeah, I could absolutely become a rocket scientist, artist, you know, Renaissance man. But we don't. 75 good uns.
And maybe arguably less than that, because like the first 5 or 10, your brain is too underdeveloped to be able to do anything of like huge cultivations. Like cultivate anything strong or long lasting. Obviously exceptions to all the rules, but so there's no way that I could become a rocket scientist celebrity artist. Not in 70 Goodens. I want more magma blocks. Skill by birth mentality has roots in utilitarianism, where your talent denotes your worth in a field. I mean, I'm not... No. No. I'm not saying... That's not a fair representation of what I'm saying, even in the slightest. People have natural propensities for certain things. There are, like with me as an example, I do things with redstone that I'm told like other people wouldn't ever be able to do. And I'm not trying to brag on myself here, but for other people, building stuff like this is just beyond them. Does that make me better or worse than this person? No, absolutely not. And to say that they should never attempt to do something like that, or attempt to do something like this, is wild and outlandish, and I would never, ever, ever say that. However, people do have a natural propensity for things. This makes sense to me. I could go through point by point, block by block, and explain every reason for every single block to exist in this base. And I can do that mostly in my head. I don't actually have to see it. I could build, like, I daydream redstone circuitry because I can build with it in my mind. And to someone in chat, that's wild and outlandish to them. Similarly for like art, I could picture a thing I want to do, but to actually apply building that thing, nah, dude, people can't do it. People have natural propensities. And to say, but I'm not locking you into that one thing. I'm not saying like, oh, you're an artist, you're a good artist, that's the only thing that you could do your entire life. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm actually tilted, dude. This is such a tilting conversation. I feel like I'm being strawmanned and like hair split on every single word. My natural talent is absolutely nothing. Maybe your natural talent is self-deprecating humor, my dude, because that was funny. I didn't mean to throw that pearl, I fat-fingered it. Hey Nims, are you done with your Let's Play based on your YouTube platform? I don't know.
I think that it's pretty fair to say that I'm like a ridiculously principled person. I want things to be correct always, and like existing in that binary or in a non-binary is tough for me. And I struggle with like the crappiness that exists on the platform, and that makes me not want to be a creator on the platform. But at the same time, it makes me want to be a creator on the platform because I want to shame everyone else with their crappy creations. So I don't know, I'm torn. I realize that that's probably not the answer that you were going for, but that's the real answer. In comparison, each person is a blank canvas. They then put anything on the canvas they want. Each canvas is made of a similar yet different materials, but each canvas is capable of displaying anything. No, I think that no. Because what if my canvas is hydrophobic? Then I can't use any water-based paints. Like, to say that everyone can absorb all information equally is not fair. I don't work by reading things. I don't absorb information. I can't do a thing by just reading it. I'm a hands-on learner. I absorb things by working with my hands and physically doing the thing, whether it's actually physically or like digitally. I can't, like, that's how I have to start. And to say that everybody can put the same coat of paint on the canvas is not fair. Like I would imagine that you don't put oil paints on a certain type of canvas, whereas you don't put watercolors on a different type of canvas. Like, inside of your own argument or inside of your own metaphor, I think that it better suits my argument than it does yours. People have natural propensities. And while, yes, you could overcome your natural disadvantage and still be successful and talented in a specific thing, you do have a natural advantage and a natural disadvantage in certain things. That doesn't make you better or worse. It just makes you a person, and that's okay. I think, I mean, just looking through chat room here, you are on your own here, Retro. In high school, I was pretty good at art and drawing things I could see right in front of me, but I didn't have the creative talent to draw something original from imagination. And that's okay. That's cool. You had your natural talent and you had a natural disadvantage. That's the human experience. The idea that any person can literally become Picasso or Da Vinci or Meryl Streep if they try hard enough is delusional and disproven by reality every day. There's another one. I think that might be a little hard-lined, but yes, agree. I was hoping to see more of your Let's Play, whether I am sick or not. Hey, like Kelly's, let me get you something. YouTube 2 at like Kelly's. So I would say that what we've done in this hardcore world is very, very, very akin to a Let's Play. And every single episode, every single stream of this hardcore world is on the YouTube 2 channel. So if you were looking for more like NIMS-based content, obviously it's just the stream VOD. So it's not going to be as refined, it's not going to be as clean as like a traditional Let's Play. But if you're looking for something that is like a NIMS Let's Play-esque thing, that's where you would find this stream. Talking NIMS, I kind of disagree with your point that I do think anyone can be anything. They're not necessarily the best, but I agree with your points around that. I mean, people could do anything. Asterisk. The amount of effort required to do the same thing is not the same for every person. Easy example. Some of us here are bad at math. Is that a problem? Is that a bad thing? No. Could you then become good at math? Sure, with practice. some of us here are good at math. The amount of effort it takes for a person that is bad at math to become good versus the amount of effort that it takes for a person with a natural propensity for math is different. So if I were to spend an hour learning math versus you to spend an hour learning math, and our outcomes are the same, or excuse me, our outcomes would be different. And the point is that there becomes a scale of where your outcome would be so different that it is not possible inside the confines of 60 years of good learning. Catching up in chat room, I'm reading. And like, we're getting slime balls right now too. We're farming. The amount of effort isn't something I mentioned because the discussion was if talent exists, ever what would fall into the category of utilization of hard work. But that's to like look at things in a bubble. Outcomes don't exist in a bubble. A natural propensity, I'm going to keep using that word, a natural propensity is a relevant thing in determining outcome. If I am good in math, I will have a better outcome in trying to become like a structural engineer than someone who is not good in math. Does that make me better or worse than anyone else at a person? No. Does that mean that somebody that is bad at math can't be a structural engineer? No, they still can be. However, their outcome will be slower and with more effort required. Oh, I guess I should fill this up. When kids used to say I'm not good at math and then try not to be good at math. I mean, yeah, but that's another issue, right? Is trying to justify kind of like apathy through a failure of, or through lack, trying to justify apathy through lack of a natural propensity. But that's another problem, right? And maybe it's related by saying that like, someone who is bad at art never wants to try art because they're bad at it. And maybe that is a related issue, but I don't think that either viewpoint here thinks that that's a good idea. I mean, I definitely agree that even if you're bad at something, you should still try. You still can have positive outcomes. You can still gain skill and you can still become better. No one is doomed to failure. That's not my argument. The argument is very cleanly
some people, everyone has unique outcomes determined by just simply who they are as a person. Your propensity for something is based on genetics, not something that could be derived from your interest in something. See, I even disagree with that, dude. Like, my parents were nerds. Like, my father, like, I grew up around computers, so like I'm naturally going to have like it's kind of like a nature versus nurture argument for sure, but both are at play here. If I didn't grow up in a place that had computers, then I would not have a propensity towards computers. If I didn't grow up in the United States, then I wouldn't have a propensity for a number of things. Could I then overcome them? Absolutely. Literally, I saw a Reddit post the other day that was about like some woman that grew up and she didn't even knew what a computer was, and now she was like coding her own website or something like that. So for the first 20 years of her life, she had no idea. She had never seen, heard, nothing. No idea that computers even existed. And now she's a computer software engineer, right? So you can absolutely overcome that. But natural talent as ingrained by your genetics versus early exposure both impart different natural propensities. What? And you can alleviate some of the natural propensity to stuff. This is why you're supposed to like read to children. And like expose them to everything you possibly can as early as you possibly can. So that way they have as wide of a range of like connections possible. If exposure is a factor, then it isn't a natural leaning to it. It's not binary, though. It's not like, oh, you had an exposure, therefore you're good, or you didn't have exposure, therefore you're bad. Both exist. My mom was an artist, and I do not have a natural propensity for art. And/or I don't have a natural interest in it. That's just the way I'm wired. Looping this all the way back around. We had my mom had like photorealistic drawings and paintings hung up on the wall of our home. And I have absolutely no interest in drawing or painting. Similarly, I did grow up around computers. I had a computer basically in my bedroom for the entire I've basically had a computer at my beck and call since the time I was 4 years old. I don't want to say it was just my computer, but I have had a computer that I had no barriers to using. Minus, getting grounded as a child, and for half of that time, I had a computer directly in my bedroom, feet away from my bed. I'm actually so tilted. I don't understand why some people are good at things and that's okay. Is like a hard line thing. Some people are good at things and some people aren't, and that's okay. Why is that such a hard concept? I'm good at things. I'm bad at things. You're good at things and you're bad at things. That's okay. And we could get with the things that we're good at, we'll get better at them faster because we're good at them. And the things that we're bad at, we can still get better, and we should still make an effort, and we should still try. But our outcome will be slower because we're bad at them. I don't understand why that's a divisive issue. I'm actually tilted. I don't care. I love you, chat room. Y'all are great. Shout out to Candy. Shout out to Clawley. Have a good night.